Today, this is the book that we will be reviewing, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The book starts off by giving an overview of the 7 habits. We will see all these habits step by step. But before we begin to read this book, the author has recommended that you read this book with someone so that you can discuss the concepts, the ideas with someone else while reading the book. The first habit is to be proactive. As we all know that being proactive is very important, and it is a functionality that is present in successful people. The author gives a model of proactive people, that is, they are self-aware, they have imagination, they have conscience, and they have independent will. If we look at how the author has defined the proactive people, it is that many people wait for something to happen, whereas the proactive people are the people who have good jobs, they have good success. So if you want to be efficient, you need to be proactive. Then the author talks about the circle of influence, that the proactive people are the people that have positive energy and they enlarge their circle of influence, that they focus on the things that are in their own hand, whereas the reactive people have negative energy and they put the concern of other things on themselves. Then if we look at the second habit, we have the habit of begin with the end in mind. Like, we need to look at the things that before we begin, we look at what the end consequences will be. So before we can successfully look at the concept, we need to look at our center, what our center holds, with wisdom, power, guidance, and security. Then they have given in the book they have presented many centers, such as some people are spouse centered, like they focus all their energy based upon what their spouse says. Then there's some people who are family focused, they focus a lot on what their family says, and that impacts them. Then there's some people who are money focused, they focused on how money influences their decisions. Some people are work focused, that they depend upon how work affects them. Then some people are, there are many different kind of focuses that they have presented, like they're enemy focused. And since obviously this is written by a Christian writer, they said church focused, but there are multiple faithful people, they can depend upon the religion that they're focusing on, that they'll be religious focused. Then the third principle is put first things first. You need to prioritize your task, you need to prioritize what functionality is important to you and what outcome you want to have in your life. Like, what is the one thing in your business or professional life would bring similar results? So what would be the things that you need to put forward in order to have a business focused success or a personal life focused success? And you need to prioritize that in order to be successful in your professional life and in personal life. Then if we look at the fourth habit, it is think win-win. We need to think about win-win strategy in order to be successful and in order to have a leadership role. That is, I win and you win. The author has given 6 scenarios, that we have win-win, win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose, win, and win-win or no deal. But the most successful scenario is win-win. That is, I win and you win as well. And that is the concept that they have done, that they have presented, that no, and in order to be successful, you need to have that sort of strategy in mind. And the thing that I liked about the author is that they said no deal basically means if we cannot find a solution that would benefit us both, we agree to disagree or agreeably. That is, we need to find a centralized goal in order to find a win-win strategy for both of us, for both parties in order to be successful. Then we have our fifth strategy, that is seek first to understand, then to be understood. That is, we need to understand first before we can be understood. The author says that often what we do is that we fail to understand the scenario before we understand the problem and we go towards the solution. Before we can go towards the solution, we need to understand what the actual problem is in order to effectively solve that problem. Then we have the sixth habit, that is synergy, that talks about the highest form of synergy, focuses the four's uniqueness. That is, we have the win-win strategy, we have successful skills. These are synergy, and it is a combination of all the patterns that we have done before, the 5 habits that we did before. It's a collection of those habits. Lastly, it's sharpen the saw. That is, we need to renew ourselves. We need to practice all these practices in order to renew ourselves, in order to be more successful. We need to practice all these practices, these habits. We need to improve our physical, our mental, our spiritual and social, emotional well-being in order to be more successful. Overall, I'll rate that this is a very good read and everyone should read it to be more efficient. It has many more deep concepts that once you read in more depth, you will understand properly. Discuss it with a friend, read the book, and I think it's a very good read to be more efficient. I learned a lot of things from it, and I hope that when you read, you can learn a lot of concepts from it as well.